Hi and welcome. This is Homebody Rundown and I'm HR. In this video I'm showing a dinner and a dessert that I made last weekend. The dinner is what I'm going to call a vegetable masala. It's inspired by a butter chicken recipe that I have from the New York Times, but I do not have several of those ingredients, so I am just making this up as I go. I'm using multiple ingredients that I got out of the freezer. That includes green peas, vegetarian chicken, chickpeas, and I had some carrots that I had diced and thrown in the freezer as well. Also roasted garlic. So this is the vegetarian chicken. It is corn brand. So I'm going to go ahead and cook and fry this up a little bit before I add in all the other ingredients. This is one of my favorite vegetarian fake meat products. And here I'm adding in bouillon. This is a vegetable bouillon. The oil in here is a mix of olive oil and avocado oil. And as it was cooking, I also added toasted sesame oil, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. I'm setting that faux chicken aside and adding more olive oil and about 4 tablespoons of butter to the pan, along with some of the chopped carrots. This is one, I'd say, medium-sized red onion, and another small amount of the bouillon. Adding in the spices here, that includes smoked paprika, Korean chili flakes, garam masala, and turmeric. I think that's everything. This is roasted garlic and tomato paste. This is what it's looking like. It smells great. I'm adding in the defrosted chickpeas there was a bit of their cooking liquid in there as well, and I just added that too. And then this was fire roasted tomatoes. I had opened a large can to use the day before, so I added in what was left. Usually I just use strained tomatoes, but I thought the fire roasted might add a nice flavor. Added the vegetarian chicken back in along with some water, lemon juice, and I forgot to show it. I had forgotten to get this out earlier, but I did add ginger as well. This has been simmering for probably 20 minutes or so, adding in frozen green peas. Let that cook a little longer. Turn the heat off, and I'm adding in, here's what it looks like before I add in dairy. The dairy that I added was a low-fat Greek yogurt. While that's cooling down, I am reheating rice that I made yesterday. There is avocado oil in this pan, and I added a small amount of water. I'll let it steam for a few minutes, and then I will fry it a little bit at the end. Not all of the kids will eat the masala, so I am adding chicken that I had already cooked into this pan to fry it up a little bit before dinner. This is my bowl. I just added in rice, the vegetable masala, and a little more of that Greek yogurt. I like the tanginess. Now, this is not spicy. I did not add much spice because not all of my family likes that. Personally, I would make it spicier. I can always add some hot sauce, though, if I need it. This was really excellent. I think I really like those fire roasted tomatoes, and I'll do that again in the future. Watermelon was on sale this week, so picked up one of those and cut it up for dinner as well. And the leftovers of this vegetable masala were honestly even better. All right, for dessert, I am making flourless chocolate cake. This is a King Arthur recipe. Oh, these chocolate chips, there were a few milk chocolate chips left in there, but they're primarily these Ghirardelli semi-sweet chocolate chips. I have made this recipe one time before and it was really good, so I wanted to try it again just to perfect it. We are not gluten-free, but we have multiple people that come over to the house that are, so this was something that I just want to have in the rotation for a gluten-free dessert option. Melted butter and the chocolate chips in the microwave, and I definitely covered that and kept an eye on it. I don't want butter to explode in the microwave. into the KitchenAid, I already had the white sugar. This is salt and espresso powder. I added 2 teaspoons because it's optional. I think last time I only added 1, and going forward, I think I'll stick with 1. It was a little too strong. Some of the kids noticed it. I mean, it was still good, but not everyone's a big fan of that flavor. Adding in eggs, and it says to add in Dutch processed cocoa. I just have cocoa that I ordered from Azure Standard. I'm not sure what process it is. Forgot to mention it, but I also added in a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, the pan looks really weird because I ran out of parchment paper. Last time I cut a circle out and put parchment paper in the bottom of the pan. This time I sprayed it with avocado oil, and I'm like, well, if I want to keep it gluten-free, I don't want to add in flour on the bottom, so I'm just going to try cocoa powder, and yeah, it didn't work. It didn't, disperse well, but whatever. We're going to keep the pan as is. I'm defrosting some cherries to make a cherry topping. I just am showing it quick here, but I had taken the offset spatula and gently went around the edges, and this is how it looks. It baked a little too long, but it was okay. The edges looked worse than they were. It was not, hard or anything around the edges. So I flipped it over, and I'm trying to get it to release here, and I kind of squished down the one side of the pan too much and squished the cake on the side closest to the camera. But it did, the avocado oil, I don't know if the cocoa powder helped, but anyway, it released off of the springform pan well. Getting this flipped back over and onto a cutting board. And for the cherry topping, unfortunately, I didn't have sour cherries. I only had sweet cherries. I did let them defrost in the refrigerator for a while so that I could check each one for a pit. I have run into pits on these quite frequently, and I didn't want to worry about it when I was eating this cake or when my family was eating it. So I went ahead and took the time just to squish each of these cherries to make sure there was not a pit inside. Added a very small amount of water, sugar, and cinnamon. This was a mixture of cornstarch and water to help thicken it a little bit, giving it a taste. Added a small amount of lemon juice and a little more sugar, and let that boil for a minute to help thicken it up. Here's how it looked. Okay, so the cake, it's really nice. It has this kind of crunchier top on it, but the inside is very dense and gooey. It was giving strong brownie vibes, like gooey brownie vibes. This would have been much better with tart cherries or sour cherries, but it was still excellent and a great dessert this last weekend. So I don't have a recipe for the vegetable masala. I'm sure there's plenty online, and I will include the link for the King Arthur flourless chocolate cake in the description. As always, thanks for watching.